Happy Monday, everybody. It's your girl C-Wit with another C-Wit session. What's a C-Wit session? You should know by now, but a C-Wit session is a pop-up interview in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. And in my teaser, I said he's one of my favorite past guests, and now he's back. It is none other than Dr. Ramin Jackson, pastor of St. Timothy Community Church. Hey, Pastor.
Hey, everyone.
So as you know, welcome. I'm welcoming myself back to St. Timothy, but I'm on this whole church circuit thing right now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and I feel good about it. One, I'm a church girl, but two, to know that our major churches throughout Northwest Indiana, particularly Gary, there's some exciting things happening. And before we jump into what you have going on over here, I'm sure we'd love to acknowledge your colleague. I ran into you last weekend at the installation services for Pastor Nicole Patrice Gunn. This East Coast flavor, you all are bringing it to Gary. What have you to say?
Well, I didn't know she was coming until her dad, called me up one day and said, do you know anything about First Baptist Church of Gary? I said, yeah, I know they need a pastor. And he said, well, I think they got one. And then he told me, and I was like, get out of here. So it was a surprise to me, but it was also, welcoming her in this area, because she doesn't have anyone as far as family in this area. Didn't know anyone in this area, but I'm glad that she was able to get the church, and she seems happy. They seem happy, and that's wonderful when pastor and people can really come together and do ministry together.
That is awesome. So have you, or will you be like giving her advice about the area? And we've already talked about you. I was like, how you have transitioned so well, and your congregation and the community loves you. And I said, but he still calls Gary.
That's the New York East Coast.
Gary. I love it though. But will you provide counsel, some help and tips for her to get acclimated in Gary?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we've already been having conversation and talking already. When her mom and dad came out here, I took them all to dinner, and we sat down and had a good fellowship together and talked about my experiences here in Gary, and then my church, and what are the things that we're doing here in the community as well. And we were just talking the other day, and she was saying we have to get together to have more conversation. And I'm about, not just about St. Timothy, I'm about community, as you already know. Right? So there's some things I told her we can partner with. There are resources out there that she can certainly benefit from that will bless her and her church. So I'm going to get her really connected. For me, it took a minute to kind of get connected, but there were some folks who pulled me in and gave me some resources. And then of course, who I am, I like to network, I like to get out there. And so I'm all over the state of Indiana, just meeting different leaders, and from the clergy to political leaders as well. Just getting to know folks, and people are connected with people.
Yes,
so I've always
especially here.
Absolutely. And this church particularly, and I can speak for here because I'm here in St. Timothy, but I've gone all the way down to Indianapolis and sat at a table with other civic and political leaders, and I'm sitting at the table, and I mentioned St. Timothy. They're like, oh, that's Reverend Lowry's church. I said, Lord,
no, it's your church now. Rest in peace, Reverend Lowry. But your reputation will precede yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to St. Timothy. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Pastor. And again, it's just a feather in our cap of what the community of Gary looks like. Us being a welcoming space, not a space of competition. Because when you all open the doors of the church, it's opening the doors of the church, whether it's here or if they want to go by letter to go somewhere else or whatever. That's what we exist for. And so I just had to ask about that, coming into the new community. So thank you in advance for all that you are going to do and what you've done for that in partnership. But now for the moment of the hour and what we're here for. So you and I have been working together a few years, and every year, what has it been? What were you going to say?
No, I said it's been about, I've been here 7 years now, so it's 6 years.
Oh, wow.
My first year, I kind of was getting used to the area, getting used to the church, getting used to the people. And the second year, me being here, is when I started the concerts.
Yes.
So it's been 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm feeling flattered that I'm still on the team. But every fall, you all host a wonderful production in concert form. And before we went live, we were going down the list of some, most recently being Smokey Norfolk last year, which was amazing, so spirit-filled. We've had Kim Burrell, we've had Donald, Donnie McClurkin. I always get Donald Lawrence and Donnie, but it's Donnie McClurkin.
It was the first one.
Yes, and several others. But you're kind of turning a corner here, doing something really extraordinary this year with the Chicago Black Ensemble Theater.
Right.
Great Women in Gospel. Talk to me about how we arrived at this and what we are excited about, because there are so many great women. And when I tell these viewers who some of the women we're going to hear from, their music, their categories of music, wow, their catalogs.
Yeah. So it started with, so we were supposed to have the Chicago Mass Choir. That was the thing. But then being on the Urban League and being a part of the board of the Urban League needed to raise some money. And so what I did was I said, well, let me give the Urban League Chicago Mass Choir.
Did you?
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Chicago Mass Choir was originally supposed to be our concert for St. Timothy. But again, you know, being on the board and we needed some funds to raise money. And so I told Dr. Vanessa McLeod, I can get Chicago Mass, because I was already going to get them. And so I let that be the Urban League's fundraiser and event, which was amazing.
Yes.
And generated some good money for the Urban League. So then I was left with, okay, what am I going to do?
Yes, what's next?
What's next? What I'm going to do?
What's your ram in the bush?
You're right, exactly. And so after thinking about it, and I said, we haven't had a good theater production, out here. Besides, I know West Side does one, but I said that we need something, coming from Chicago. And we take bus trips every year. One of my members puts together a bus trip to the Black Ensemble Theater. And we just went to see, it was Patti LaBelle. You gotta help me with the names. It was
sounded secular here. Patti LaBelle.
No, it was secular. It was definitely secular. And it was three ladies, and Dionne Warwick. It's a Warwick. And then it was another one. I can't think of it right offhand. But Patti LaBelle was my favorite. So she looked like her, she sung like her, she kicked her shoes off and rolled on the floor and everything. I mean, she had the crowd going. It was at that moment I was like, I need to see if I can get them to Gary. So I was talking to a few people. I was like, well, I don't know if that's going to happen if they travel like that. I was that person where let me try. All you can say is no.
Right. That's all you can say is no.
All you can say is no. So I went ahead and I reached out. I didn't get anyone at first, and I kept reaching out. You got to be persistent with things.
Yes.
So one of my members reached out, who does the trip every year, to his contact, and they actually called me back. And from there we just started talking, and here we are. Yeah.
So I want to be clear. We'll say this several times.
Please.
This is not a field trip.
Not a field trip.
To the Chicago Ensemble Theater.
There's no bus leaving here going to Chicago.
They're coming to Gary, right here at St. Timothy Community Church, 1600 West 25th Avenue in Gary, Indiana. Or as we locals say, on the corner of 25th and Grant.
Now we gotta say 25th and it's been changed, right?
I'm sorry. Mayor Hatcher.
Yeah, Hatcher Boulevard. Yeah. So.
Honorarily, yes. And was a friend of mine, so the late, great mayor of Gary, right here, 25th and Hatcher Boulevard. I like that even better. That sounds better. Yeah. And so that's slated for Friday, November 14th. And some of the women whose catalog of music will be showcased include one of my faves, Yolanda Adams.
Yes. Yep.
Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
The Clark sisters. Mahalia Jackson and others. Yeah. And I'm just like, if you're talking about how Patti LaBelle was embodied, just imagine the spirit-filled production that this is going to be.
Yeah. So what you're looking at is a musical.
Okay.
They're going to be looking at, they're going to do a little excerpt of their life.
Okay.
And then how they arrived to where they are.
Oh.
And then they're going to sing. That's how the Patti LaBelle, that's what Friends Are For, turned out. They talked about their life very briefly. And then they start singing some of the songs. So this is going to be kind of the same thing. So we can kind of give a little snippet of their life.
Yeah, it's a production.
It's a production,
okay.
yeah. And then you're going to get them in character and them singing their songs.
Oh, I cannot wait. Again, it's Friday, and the doors open at 5:30, and there are ticket levels. So you always have to hook up the VIP. What's the VIP, Pastor?
So VIP is $80, and that includes your reserve seats here in the sanctuary. Also includes a reception before the event. You get parking. So those of you that are rushing in, you'll have parking set aside for you. So all that is included in and then acknowledgement, as always in the concert. So we have like our intermission. We always acknowledge all of our VIPs and sponsors as well, because if it wasn't for you all, we would not be able to do what we do.
Absolutely. And so you said the reception, so that obviously includes some vittles, something for them to eat. I'm selling the VIPs, but I haven't even talked about general admission yet, because I like to sell events out, right? And I was talking prior to the broadcast, we're saying that sponsorships are starting to come in. Yes. Can you talk to our viewers about opportunities for sponsorships and how potential businesses and organizations can get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to be a part of sponsoring this event, and again, we're on here, as we're promoting. We're going into the newspaper, promoting social media pages. We're promoting.
You have big signs out there on the
corner. Yeah, we have signs that we're promoting. So if you want to be a sponsor of this event, just contact the church, 219-977-0079. Again, that's 219-977-0079. And just let the staff know that you want to be a sponsor of this event. You can go to our webpage as well, and information is on our webpage to get to the church as well, as far as the information of the email and also the phone numbers to the church.
Okay. Are there different levels of sponsorships? Like if there's a title sponsor, 20 grand or,
Yeah, so the highest sponsorship level, now Ms. Moorhead handles the sponsorships, and she's been doing
my biology teacher from Westside High School. Hey, Ms. Moorhead. Okay, I'm back. I love her.
So I know the highest is like 5,000, then it goes around 3,000, then it's 2,000, 1,000, 500, 100. And so each of those levels, give you X amount of tickets.
Tickets, your logo on things, program and stuff like that.
All that kind of stuff, yeah.
Okay. Well, I see that you all have started, and now, we're kind of in that 3-week window where we're really pushing the ticket sales. But I also have to ask you, as I listed some of the women in gospel, you said Patti LaBelle was your favorite there. Are you going on record to put down one of your gospel favorites for the women in gospel? What's your
my
favorite?
Goodness, I don't really have. They all are good.
I know.
That's why it's like great women in gospel, because they all are great.
Yes.
So I don't have a. In that particular play, it was Patti LaBelle because of the performance.
Okay.
I mean, she just was to the T.
She embodied her.
She embodied her. You would have thought it was Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
Right. So I guess in the production part of it, once I see the production,
you'll be able.
I'll be able to say, okay,
you're gonna make your vote. Okay.
I want to cast my lot.
Okay.
So
vote. What goes into that? Or they're gonna have to come, obviously, and look at your sound system set up. And we're in the altar area here at St. Timothy. Do they need to transform the sanctuary?
They're bringing the theater directly to this church.
I'm so excited.
The production team has already come.
Okay.
They did a site visit, and they looked at what they need. They're going to bring some more lighting in here. They're going to build out a stage. I mean, it's going to be a whole big production that they're doing. And we're going to clear out the pulpit area up there. And it's going to be a big production.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big production.
And I'm just sitting here smiling because, to me, this just folds so wonderfully into the narrative of Gary's revitalization. So often it has been so misspoken that there's nothing to do here. And You mentioned the West Side Theater Guild. You know, at any given time, there's the Mighty Clouds of Joy will be there Friday night.
Absolutely.
You know, and then so you got your Friday. Then 2 weeks later, we're here at St. Timothy for Great Women in Gospel. And so I'm always stomping the path and the streets to say, look at the things that we can enjoy right here in our community. And then I say that to say, as we continue to do the advertising for it, no diss to our Chicago friends, but they take this information, act on it, and come and fill in the seats as to where we right here in the community have not supported. What you think, Pastor?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's important for a community to come together near and far. I'm always going to Chicago, you know, and supporting the events there, and going to restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And to your point, you know, we are doing things here, you know, and so it'd be good for those in Chicago to come out
here,
support,
and our community members to have their place in this place for something that, to me, would be more affordable to come here to see.
Oh yeah.
A general admission ticket, $40, free parking, centrally located right by 94, and safe, and great entertainment and a spirit-filled production. I think I'm just preaching to the choir to you, but since we are here, we got people watching, and if you're just tuning in, where have you been? This is a See-Wit session with my friend, colleague, client, Dr. Ramin Jackson, pastor. 7 years now?
It's been 7 years.
Is that the year completion? It better not be. You got work to do here.
Oh, I got plenty of work to do.
Okay. We're just saying happy 7. Okay, good enough. But we're here chatting about an upcoming production coming right here to St. Timothy. And so we're going to go over the details again. Great Women in Gospel, presented by the Chicago Black Ensemble Theater, coming here. Take it away, Pastor.
Yeah, so again, on Friday, November 14th, at 5:30, doors open up. 6:30, we'll start the choir, my mass choir, which we call Voices of St. Timothy. We'll be opening up with about 2 or 3 selections to get things going. And then we're going to transition right into the production and turn it over to the Black Ensemble Theater. They are excited. They may be even excited when they came out to do a site visit. And they were just saying how wonderful and beautiful the church is, good space. I think their theater may hold maybe 300 or 400. And we hold 950 folks here. So they're excited about
doubling their audience.
Yes, the audience as well, of people who are able to get in their theater. And so they're coming here with a larger space and be able to bring more people together. It's only one night. You know, it's not one of these things where they say, oh, I catch it on the what do they call that during the matinee.
No, you won't.
There's no matinee.
There's one performance Friday night, November 14th. So I know that you have several ways to get tickets. I see the QR code here on the flyer. But we have old schoolers in our community. They're like, put the ticket in my hand, Pastor. What do they need to do?
I was just, you know, being a chaplain at Methodist Hospital, I was walking down the hall, and a lady stopped me, and she was like, oh my God, I saw the banner outside your church. And I was like, yeah. She said, you doing I said, it's a play, it's a musical. And again, she thought it was a bus trip. And I said, it's not a bus trip.
Not a field trip.
They're coming here to St. Timothy. It's going to be at the church. She's like, oh, that's even better, you know. So she said, well, how do I get? I said, well, there's a QR code on the flyer. You can. She said, I don't know anything about no QR code.
What is a QR code?
So what I did was I educated her.
Okay.
So I said,
take out your phone.
Take out your phone. I said, I got a flyer on me, and I said, let me show you how to do it. Now she still couldn't do it, you know. But I showed her, at least educated her. But I also said to her, you can just go right to the church.
By the church.
And you can buy tickets. So Monday through Thursday from 9 to 4, the church office is open, and you can certainly stop by here at St. Timothy. And the office staff has tickets, and you can purchase your tickets. It's like the office box, if you will, here at St. Timothy Community Church. You can email the church at sttimothy@hotmail.com. Again, sttimothy@hotmail.com. Indicate if you want some tickets. You know, we can do it that way as well. So, you know, you got the phone number. You have coming here to the church. On Sunday, you can stop by after service, and we'll be available. There's a table in the back in the REL Ministry Center where you can purchase your tickets there as well. So we have so many
So
avenues.
many avenues, and a quick phone call to the church can lead you to the path of tickets and sponsorships. So I would be remiss, we talked all about November 14th, but surely there's somebody who just wants to come to a service at St. Timothy. So tell us when and how.
Absolutely. So it's interesting that as we've been doing these productions, there are people in the community that say, I've passed by this church and I've never gone inside. And so until they come to one of our concerts, or now we're doing this play, this production, and they're like, oh wow, I didn't know that it looked like this inside of this church. And so they would ask, like, well, what time is your services start? 11 o'clock. So every Sunday morning, 11 a.m., we have service here at St. Timothy Community Church. It's about a 90-minute worship experience. So you can't last 90 minutes if you're only an hour saint, an hour worshiper. Just make sure you have, some crackers or something in there.
Something to hold you, for the word.
Yeah, but no, from 11 to about 12:30 is when we have service. And we have a whole lot of different programs here at this church. So and you can go to our website and get all the information as what we are able to offer here at St. Timothy. But I'm rooting for the youth of our community and youth of our church. So we have a tutoring program. You can call the church and sign your child up for. We have about 30 kids in the tutoring program as we speak, and they're succeeding, doing better in their grades. And so we're excited about that. We have a scouting program. We have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. We got Venture Crew, and Kalana Mack handles that. And the Venture Crew is very interesting because the kids literally take trips and they go different places, and to be able to see there's a whole world out there.
Yes, I've been following them. Amazing. Absolutely. This summer was really amazing. Being out of the country. And so, well, I am so glad that in your 7th year, you're able to look back, celebrate, reminisce on all the things that have transpired since your arrival, and then to be able to look forward to November 14th, this great production of Great Women in Gospel and Beyond. It has been my honor, once again, Dr. Jackson, to come over here to good old St. Timothy here at 25th and Hatcher Boulevard, also known as Grand Street, to talk about November 14th. I plan to be in the house. I'm asking all of you to share this video, share the word, get the word out that November 14th, we're going to sell out this place, and we are going to be, I'm sure, spiritually uplifted and just inspired by the renditions of these great women in gospel. Thank you so much for watching this See WHITT session. Share this video, and we'll see you next time.